It's me. Great mask, isn't it? It's all, I've got to be safe. Face, hands, space. Something like that, anyway. Nice to see you. I thought I'd put my mask on. Welcome to Soup on a Sunday. Or Super Sunday, or Soup Sunday, something like that. Sunday soups. Right, I'm going to cook some soup for you. I've always wanted to cook soup. Been cooking soup for years. But I've always wanted to kind of, every my friends have asked me, I'll take this off, have asked me, how do you make your soup? So I thought, you know something, I'm going to make me soup. And I'm going to cook it live. God help me. Right, people are ringing me as well. Hang on a second. Someone else is on there. Right, it's going to be one of them. It's the first time I've ever done it, so it should be quite funny. I'm going to completely cock it up, but ho-ho, right? Anyway, I'm going to make a tomato soup. Ever so easy. Normally we'd use all our, you know, because we've got a greenhouse, so we've got loads of tomatoes, so never ever waste them, basically. Normally just, because they're all small tomatoes, generally, pop them into a pan and just basically fry them up with some onions. But what I'm going to do now, I'll show you what I do. I'm going to cut some onion up. I do like red onion. Not always. You can use white onion, you can as well if you want to. It's just I happen to have red onion in the actual fridge. And this bit, by the way, I was told, stops the flatulence. If you take this bit off, which is the heavy bit around the edges, a little bit more, not just the skin bit, but take one layer, apparently stops you farting. Got to be a bonus since I have a little problem with that, absolutely, with onions. Right, let's chuck that in there. It's really weird actually doing this, I tell you. Bloody strange. Right, by the way, oh, I've got some things already in the oven, which I will show you what's been going on. Right, cut your onions, okay. Also, how I started doing soups anyway, my dad was a soup and sauce chef. So he used to make soups all the time. And he said to me, if you can make a good sauce, you can basically serve anything. You can give a bit of old leather. But it's got a lovely, lovely sauce on it. People just love sauces. So that's always been a thing, that I've always made sauces. And obviously soups. But the one thing about soup is you never waste anything. At all. I never waste nothing. I always make soups that have to be stand still, you end up with a soup. And how I got used to, my dad would cook specific soups. He would like make you know, an onion soup, a manicotti or something like that. But with my, through my years of, when I was younger, I had an Auntie Pam, and she didn't have a lot of dosh. Whoops! She didn't have a lot of dosh. Right, so she used to never ever waste any food, and she would always make everything they had. It was on a Sunday afternoon, and they've had roast dinner. They make a roast dinner soup. So I've stuck the onion in there. All right, so like a medium-sized onion. Just a weeny little bit of olive oil. You know, you don't have to use any oil if you want to make it slimming, because you can. Okay, and we get the onions on. Definitely. Now, what I've done is I've done some roast peppers, which I've got already done in the oven. I'll show you what I've done. They look like they've been exploded, but there we go. They're roasted peppers, green peppers as well, and some obviously onion as well, because it kind of caramelises once it's in there. And on this, right, before I put it in the oven, I put olive oil, I use balsamic vinegar, I use some soy sauce, I use salt and pepper, and that's it. That's what I did. And I mixed it all up and stuck it in the oven on a ours is electric, so it was 180 for about 25-20 minutes. Just got to keep an eye on it and see how it cooks. So that's already cooked to kind of go into this soup. So meanwhile, while the onions are doing, get them nicely sautéed so they cook. Always try and cook your onions first, because for some obscure reason they don't cook very well just boiled. They like to be fried. chorizo. Okay, we've got chorizo here. Now this chorizo is, I've already done some. All you do is stick it in a pan. Someone keeps ringing me. 1 second. Ooh. Are they there? That's the question. Oh, hang on a minute. Oh, hello.
Like, what's that? I thought you were going to ring us.
You know, you don't ring, love. Some people you just know. It is actually on Facebook. You go on Facebook. And you go Facebook and then you basically, oh, she's done it. Well, in and out, in and out. We don't mind, darling. All right, sweetheart. Okay, we're cooking with gas on here. Definitely. So as I was saying, my Auntie Pam, she used to make amazing soups. She would liquidise everything, and it would be quite thick soups. I'm not really that. I don't mind thick soups. Sometimes when you get a butternut squash and you buy it from a restaurant, they tend to literally zip it, but you don't get any taste in it. I don't know why, but I think all those little things that you use, which I'm going to show you, kind of really do help and make the sauce and the soup taste better. Right, what I've done with my chorizo, basically stuck it in a pan, and it's already cooked there, right? But I make it again, it's caramelised. You can see it there. It's all kind of really caramelised. It looks like it's a bit burnt, but it's not. And again, think about the calories. Pop it on a bit of serviette. Take all the oil off a bit. You can leave it on if you want, but I like to think about my hips. The moment on the lips, lifetime on the hips. Right, let's have a little go. We're just doing this. The onions are cooking nicely. Okay, I'm just going to get rid of the oil on the chorizo. Roll it into a nice piece of tissue, which is handy Harry. Right. That onion's cooking. I'm just going to stick a little bit of garlic in there as well, which I've got to put in. Absolutely. It's really quite weird when you're cooking. Right, let's crush your garlic and pop it in. I've just stuck a clove of garlic in there. Sorry, Sam. My friend Sam does not like garlic. You can't really taste it, really. Right, so you get your chorizo. It's all been now. We've taken all of the oil off of it. Okay. Which is great. What you don't want to do, there's not very good serviette stuff. And chuck that in the bin. All very handy. Of course, ever so quiet. Can you not sing or something? Make a noise. Right, I'm going to chop up the chorizo. Give it a once over, love. And the onions are cooking nicely in there. Then sauteing, darling, sauteing. Absolutely. Right, chuck me chorizo in. This is it. Get hold of my peppers. Because I'm going to be zipping it, I don't really need to cut these anyway. So I just pop them all in, as we do. Again, you don't have to put as much oil if you don't want to. This is quite a lot of juices from the actual peppers, more so than the oil. Okay, but you do get a lot of real nice taste with this if you do that. If you actually roast your peppers. You roast them all up, that's really cool. Okay, looking good. We're cooking with gas. Here we go. Right, now what I've done is there now, that all those onions are cooked now. I always use an oxo cube and a vegetable stock cube. You don't have to use an oxo cube if you don't want to. You can make this veggie. So you take away the chorizo. You can get some corn chorizo apparently, so I've been told. Or some type of chorizo that's vegetarian. For our vegetarian friends, Julie and Di. Okay, pop that in. Okay, and now we've started to cook. Excellent. Right, 1 tin of tomatoes. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. That's in. And now we've started cooking. I tell you, it's really simple. Really simple. Right, that's cooking. Just give my hands a quick wash, as we do. Tell you washed my hands so many times now, it's unbelievable. Crazy. I've got something I've put on here, again, which is croutons, which you can use. Basically all I've done was rip some bread up, put a bit of olive oil over it. You can use nigella seeds if you want to as well. And I've put some garlic salt on them and a little bit of paprika. So you pop those in the oven again. They're quite quick actually, they only took about 10 minutes in 180 degrees. So I've cooked some of these already, which before we start I'll pop some of those back on the heat, on the oven. But they're very, very crispy, which is great. The soup's on. I'm going to stick it on another thing so we can cook it a bit quicker. While it's cooking away there. So the main thing is now, because I put balsamic vinegar in with the actual peppers when I cooked them, you don't need to put any in. You can have a little taste of it actually, which is always good. Just taste, see where we're at. Whoop! Oh my god, fantastic. Chuck it on the floor, chuck it in the bin. Right. We need French mustard. Ho 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 ho. French mustardio. Couldn't live without this stuff, I tell you. And it's not Dijon. It's good old special French mustard. You know, so it's quite hard to get as well. So, Asda did it, then I couldn't find it. Aldi don't do it. And then this one is Tesco's. But they're all very similar. They're a really similar type of thing. I'm going to be doing this every Sunday now. 3 o'clock, soup on a Sunday. So, then you can, next week we're going to do a spicy soup, as in spicy lentil, which is a vegetable. Well, I put vegetables in it as well, but generally a spicy lentil and coconut soup, which actually is totally vegetarian, so it might be very handy if you like it. Now, the other thing, which is always good with soups, if you get a soup sometimes you think, oh God, you know something just doesn't seem to have that kick? It's like crazy. If you get a bit of this, discovered when I was working in Switzerland, yeah, in the hotel, actually me and Heather as a duo over there, Heartbeat, some of you might remember, what we used to do, and the chef there just absolutely swore by it. It's basically a vegetable stock, but it's really nice. You can get them actually with low salt as well, but it's quite nice. Anything we think, oh, you know what I do? I sometimes put this in a cup of soup. If I've got a cup of soup, which are pretty boring sometimes, I'll take a spoon of this, well half a spoon, and pop it in with a cup of soup. My God, you're there. Fantastic. Right, well this is simmering away. We've got our mustard in there. We've got everything in here we need really. It does look quite nice actually. It's bubbling away there. We'll give it a little longer. Meanwhile, right, because this is all new, and I don't know whether anyone's on watching, but hey ho, we give it a little try, can't we? Slowly catch the monkey. Right, in the kitchen, Zena's kitchen. Right, I'm going to play a guitar. Oh, this girl, is she just unbelievable with her talents. And it's not, I can't remember her name, Trainer or something. And this isn't all about the soups. You know it's all about the bass, no treble. It's all about the bass, no treble. It's all about the bass, no treble. It's all about the bass. It's pretty clear, I ain't no size 2, but I can shake it like I'm supposed to do. Like with that boom that all the boys love, in all the right junk, in all the right places. I see that magazine, but they go to shit, you know they can't bring it. Just raise them up, every inch you use perfect, from the bottom to the top. Mama, she told me don't worry about your size. She said boys like a little more booty to hold at night. No, I won't be no stick figure cynical ballet doll. But if that's what you're into, then go ahead and move along. Get rusty, yeah, I know. You oi, cause it's all about the bits, no treble. It's all about the soup, no treble. It's all about the soup, no treble. It's all about the soup, I bring you Puree back. Go tell them skinny bitches where it's at. So you think you're bad? I'm here to tell you, the reason you is perfect from the bottom to the top. My mama, she told me don't worry about your size. She said boys like a little more booty to hold at night. No, I won't be no stick figure silicone Barbie doll. But if that's what you're into, now go ahead and move along. All together now. Because you know it's all about the soup and ingredients. It's all about the soup and the soup, old troubles. All about the soup, no trouble. It's all about the soup and the soup. Soup's cooked, I think. Soup's cooked. Definitely. Woo! God dear. Well, it wouldn't be cooking without a bit of wine, would it? Absolutely. Oh, she's cooking away nicely here. Fabulous. Next week, if you do want any recipes, I'll send them to you. If you want to cook with me, get your recipes together. We can cook together. You know what I mean? Just the one, Mrs. Wembley. Cheers, my dears. All the best. I'll probably end up with red tea, as we do. That's all right, actually. I think. In a minute. Right. Now, I was going to zip it. But what I try to do is I put, this is actually a bottle warmer, cooler, silicone. And I tend to pop this into there so that I can actually, when I zip it, it like really does it really well. Okay, so everything is cooked now, all ready to go, looking very nice, very nice and very tasty. Cool, yeah. Now, something I want to do after this as well, and I'll let you know, is that, oh Christ, it's very hot. 1 second. Right, that's sorted. Okay, chuck it in the sink. Right, I'll set fire to myself. It's really clever, isn't it? Hang on a sec. Okay, what I've got to do, did I? No, I didn't. Right, I'm going to zip it. Sing amongst yourselves, it's a bit loud, a bit noisy. Yes, very noisy. Whoop, how quick is that? Right. Right, zip it. You can put it in one of those things if you want. Chuck it on the side, make a mess. Right, I'm going to stick it into that. Okay, I want a bit more juice in it, a bit more hot water, just a fraction. Okay, fantastic. It's really funny. There's a few people on there. Hi guys, alright? Fab. Hopefully people are picking up the little tips. Right, and I like to zip my soup. You can have this as it is, which is a bit thicker. Sometimes I'll do a little bit, so I'll do that. Sieve it a little bit. Okay, so I'll kind of sieve, in a sieve, get a ladle in it, and you can push it through the ladle. And it comes up really, it's like quite, I think it's much better doing that, because you just get rid of all the little bits out of it. You know? Yeah. You see, there's not a lot left in it. Hold on. Okay. Okay. Don't waste it, rather not. A bit of water on there. Spin it round a bit, chuck it in there. And away we go, fabby-doody. Right, ooh, nice one. And this is the soup. How easy is that? Really quick. Obviously we'll have a little look and taste if there's anything we need to add to it. I've done some croutons in the cupboard, in the oven as I told you. Right, 1 second. That's all done. Okay, our soup is done. That is done. I'm going to heat it up again. And that is like, wow, how quick is that? Right, I'm going to try it. Yeah. Very nice. Really tomatoey. Got a little bit of a kick to it. It's very nice. Cheers. All done and dusted. How quick is that? Now, if you wanted to make an arrabbiata sauce from this, you literally put it into another pan. Right, I'm going to leave that as a soup. I'm going to take some. I've got another pan here, so I'll take some of this out. And what I'll do is I will put some of this in here because it will make a fantastic pasta sauce as well. So you can double it up. So you can serve two servings. You can do a pasta sauce as well. So you take your cheese, and I'll tell you what's really good. It's the spicy cheese you get from Aldi, and it's got chillies in it. So pop your spicy cheese in there. Okay. And obviously arrabbiata sauce is generally quite spicy. Make sure I've got my gas on. Let me get this right. Oh, it's on. Ooh, we're on, we're cooking. Lovely, lovely. Right, what I'll do with that is put a little bit more of this in, which is tomato puree. Okay, and chilies. Hot chilies. What I would do if I was making this sauce on my own, as in like just for an arrabbiata sauce, what I would do is I would put chilies in the actual, when I was roasting the peppers. Do that as well, you know. It's quite handy. Ooh. Oh, I can wave at people. I didn't realise you can wave at people. Ah! Hey! John! And Gemma Geraldine. Gonna learn some soup, girl. Fantastic. Well, the soup is done. The arrabbiata soup is now slowly. I've got to reduce that down so you can use that on spice, basically. That's how easy it is. I'm not going to present it, but I'm going to do my soup for you. Okay. She says she just needs a bigger kitchen, I think. I need a bigger kitchen. Right. So I'm going to serve my soup. My soup's done. The arrabbiata sauce is just reducing down a little bit. So here's my soup, which is really, looks rather nice actually. Fantastic. And my croutons that I made earlier. Okay. Here's the soup. And what we do with that is we put a little bit of cream on it. There's always a little bit of cream on tomato soup, always looks good. Use a spoon, a little spoon, because then you can kind of get a little bit of a twiddle on it. I can actually put my name on it actually. You can kind of do that. Put a bit of soup, looks like stars on there. That's your soup. That's reducing down nicely. Right. Okay, here's my croutons. I made croutons earlier, which got garlic, salt on. They're just pieces of just broken bread that I've done in the oven. And they're all like there to dip into your soup. Okay, and there's the soup. I'll bring it round and show it to you. You probably can't see it from there because I need to get some different cameras maybe. I will move my camera now. 2 seconds. Oh, sugar. I am a professional, not. Right, there, can you see my soup? It looks like an explosion. There's the soup, and it's got cream on it, and there's the croutons. So all made, done and dusted. And it probably took me about 20 minutes. Not even that, I don't think. Get my thing up, it's right. I'm back. Okay, well, still got a funny arm on here, I tell you. A bit like me. Right, let's do that. Pin that down. That's better. Probably wonder why our extractor fan's tied up. Right, I'm done. Right, so if you want to come and see me next week, I'm going to do, as I said, a lentil and spice. And it's really nice to see you. And that was done and dusted. How quick was that? Nice. Bit of a spicy soup. Can be a vegetarian. Just change your oxo to your veg. Change your chorizo to obviously the corn chorizo that you can buy and go from there. Brilliant. And my cat now is just walking in the lounge. So I'm going to have to go. Oh. Oops. Right. I've just moved up. Absolutely. See you later. Be good. Catch you next week. See you next week. Okay. Don't know how to turn off now.